Good morning. Welcome to Books at the Bottom of the Stairs. My name's Lorene. Welcome back. I had another record-breaking viewership on my last Cozy Reads Christmas video. And I can't tell you how excited I am. I'm just like, what is happening? So that's really cool. Thank you all to those who viewed, and those who didn't view. You don't know who you are yet, but you're missing something. I am talking to you a couple days later than usual in terms of uploading the video because Gina Stayner Books has created this post-Christmas readathon, and it takes place over the 12 days of Christmas, which go from the 26th of December to around January 6th, something like that. And for each day, they've given a very gentle, very kind little prompt. And so I needed to, do a couple of days of that before I could post this video. So for the first day, they suggested light a candle and read a cozy mystery. So because we have a big bushy-tailed cat who may make an appearance, just walking this way, likes to swish their tail through anything that's aflame, I've gone for fake candles, so I turned on a candle. Oh, here he is. There he goes. Do you see? Do you see how big that tail is? It's like he knew I was talking about him. The cozy mystery that I read for that prompt was the second book. This is the first one, Murder is Bad Manners by Robin Stevens, which is a middle grade book, mystery. It's hilarious. Poison is Not Polite is book 2. The first one takes place at the school where the two girls, Hazel and Daisy, have created the secret detective investigating team. And the second one takes place at Daisy's manor house, and along with two classmates that come to visit for her birthday, there is a murder and a mystery, and it's quite cute. I really enjoyed it. It's just perfect. You can, one of the things I continually love about middle grade books is that you know that there's going to be some kind of a solution, and most of the time it's satisfying, but not in that sort of weepy saccharine kind of a way. It's just that there's a logical conclusion usually, and I do like a logical conclusion. So I read this fairly quickly in about a day and a half. So that was a great prompt. Really enjoyed it. The second day's prompt was make a 12-day journal, which I didn't do because I have this journal that I go to several times a week, and I do recommendations from other booktubers, my own things that I've come across from book reviews or things on Instagram, places like that. And what I did do was I went through this past year and sort of recaptured things that I had said that I wanted to do for the upcoming year. And for the book recommendations, I was only able to get through January and February recommendations. It's 3 pages long that I managed to get from other people, other booktubers, and went through Goodreads and the library to see what was available and what wasn't available. And out of 2.5 pages worth of recommendations, I have about 15 books that I would like to follow up. And did I do March? I think March and April, I started to. I got about a quarter of the way through doing the same process and just became a little overwhelmed. I'm not going to do like a big reflections plans for 2023 video because many years ago I made the choice that my New Year's resolution would be to not make any more resolutions because it was just setting myself up for failure. So I have a couple of kind of running plans, but they are pretty wobbly. And I thought if I keep going through all these books and adding them into my to-do list for 2023, then I know I'm going to just somehow mismanage my goals. And so I will just dip into those recommendations as need arises or desire arises. So I slightly changed the prompt. Day 3 was read a cookbook. And I'm not a cooker. I'm not a really very good baker either. I wish I was a good baker, but I just always, something always goes wrong. I blame it on the oven. I don't think that's entirely true or fair to the oven, but what I have been doing is watching the Junior Bake Off, which is on Gem TV, and it comes out of Britain, and there are a total of 16 young bakers under the ages sort of between 9 and 15, and in groups of 8 they go through 8, I'm not sure how many of them, there's heats that they go through, so that the first group of 8 is brought down to 4, then the second group of 8 is brought down to 4, and then those 8 continue with the same kind of process until we get a star baker. So there's about 14-ish episodes. I love it. Those kids are so charming and so enthusiastic, and like the one I just finished watching was so cute. They were doing cheesecakes, and between the layers of cheesecake, one of the young ladies decided that the best thing in the world, since it was her dream vacation, was marshmallows. So there's this very sophisticated kind of coffee cheesecake thing happening, marshmallows, then a pina colada kind of cheesecake secondary layer, and it was just like pina colada, coffee, and marshmallows. Like, what? Anyways, everybody loved it. And then there was another one who was kind of losing the plot. I think she didn't really want to be there anymore and was just like kind of throwing things at the, you know, in the pots. It was just like, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, good enough. That'll do. And that's kind of my approach in the kitchen too. That'll do. As long as I haven't actually created botulism, everybody's fine. So yeah, I get such a kick out of that show. Now tomorrow's, the next one, today's one is read something short every day. And for that one, I picked up Chill Tidings, Dark Tales of the Christmas Season, edited by Tanya Kirk. And this has been really fun little ghost stories type Christmassy settings, and I've read about 3, and they start in the kind of early 1800s, and there's some old time authors like Lovecraft, and oh yeah, we talked about Algernon Blockwood, so there's some oldie guys in there, and Jerome K. Jerome. So this is something little short, and it's totally seasonal, and I really enjoy it. And it came from the British Library, and they sometimes have a what do you get, like buy 2 get 1 free or reduced, something like that. So I recommend their back catalog. There's a lot of cool things in there. And I have the next 2 days prompts all ready to go. The next one is read a children's book or a fairy tale. So continuing along in the line of cozy mystery, I have The Uncommoners, The Crooked Sixpence by Jennifer Bell, which I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy it as much as the Daisy and Hazel ones, but it seems like a nice little story. And for day 6 is Puzzle or Game. And what we did before Christmas, Taz is in a mood, he might come tearing through. We picked up this 500-piece puzzle and put it out on the dining table. So before Christmas, everybody who was just kind of feeling a bit antsy could, work on it a little bit. And because it was 500 pieces, there wasn't any like, oh my God, we got to get this done before Christmas. It's a fairly achievable goal. And I didn't realize how tricky it is, but there's so much black in that background. And thankfully, Phoebe pointed out that the little white hatch marks all go up and down. So we didn't have all these directional problems. I was thinking, oh my God, how are we ever going to figure that out? But it turned out to be okay. And this is, who's this? This is by Mud Puppy. The colors are really good. The puzzle pieces are all different sizes. They're kind of small, but it worked. Now, one of the things, there's different vision issues in the house. So, yeah, No, Steve and I each have a small problem, and our son has a big problem. So we really have to be careful what kind of saturation the colors are and whether they're crisp as opposed to some of them are very kind of foggy and mottly and blended. So we need a fairly strongly illustrated puzzle to work for us. And we have another one that I think might kill us. And we're going to work on that between now and New Year's. It has huge numbers of just blue, like nothing but blue or nothing but yellow. that could raise some irritation. This is 1,000 piece, and it's just Steve and I working on it. So we've just got it on the dining table, and you know, we'll maybe have a cup of tea with half an hour's worth of puzzle making and so on. So that's it. That's what we've got planned for the next 2 days, and I guess in January, I will report back on how things have been going. So I really enjoyed this prompt. I think if you're not doing something right now, it's fun to go over to Gina Stayner's. I'm really enjoying her back list of videos. She's got some very interesting, what would I say? It's not that they're not demanding, it's just that they're wholesome. There's some really nice, wholesome suggestions along the way, and yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good to read a book that, I've done this before, books that don't crush your soul, and I think you'll find those over at Gina's. So the other thing that I did find out, which was one of my goals, was how to add information onto the post. So I'm going to see whether I was successful with that. Phoebe and I went through the steps, I wrote them all down, and so in theory, if you look over on the sidebar, there should be some information, and if there's not, and you don't see it, you know that I am upstairs on my bed, kicking my feet and stamping my arms, and crying to the universe about how poor my life is. So I hope all your reading dreams and adventures continue to come true, and that you have a good New Year's weekend. Take care.